Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Today is a very different type of building video for me. I have a niece and a nephew, like I've said before, just for their privacy. I'm not going to say their names on here. I'm just going to call my niece Bunny and my nephew Sonic. So I was watching my niece a couple weeks ago, and she wanted to build in The Sims. Well, I was doing something else that day, but I told her that if she gave me 3 words, I would see what I could make out of it. So she gave me 3 words. She's 11, by the way, so yeah. The first word was cat, and I kind of figured that was going to be one of the 3 words just because of the fact that she loves cats. They are probably her favorite animal in the world. I knew that was going to be one of the words. Second word was flowers. Kind of a little bit surprising to me because she's not really one for flowers necessarily. So that one took me a little bit off guard, but it's like, okay, I can still do that. We have plenty of plants, we have plenty of flowers in this game. I can put those in with a cat, no problem. And the third one that really was hard to incorporate into this build was magic. Now, I should have known that she was going to throw me a curveball like this just because of what she has had me build for her in the past, and because of the Sims that she has made in the past. I should have known that there was going to be something that was going to be wacky and weird. And Realm of Magic, when I started playing The Sims 4, was like the first pack she wanted me to have just because of all the magic. So I should have known. I didn't really know how to put magic with flowers and a cat without just having to throw in a cauldron. And then I had an idea for this build. So I went and I asked her, I said, Bunny, does it have to be a house or can I make something else? She told me it had to be a house, so I compromised with her. Told her, well, let me build what I have in my head, what I have imagined for this build, and if you don't like it, then I'll build a house out of these 3 words. And she decided to throw an even bigger wrench into that one and said, if I don't like it, you have to build a house shaped like a cat. So I came up with building something that she actually wants to go to in real life. I thought, what better way to take these 3 words and honor my niece than to build a cat cafe. So we have Whiskers Cat Cafe. It is built on the Hillside Highlands lot in Newcrest, and it is 52,687 simoleons. So let's get into it. So, as I was building this, I knew that I wanted it to be a place for people to come and bring their cats or meet stray cats. Like I said, my niece is in love with cats, so. And then I wanted to make it like pink and purple because those are her favorite colors. And I just wanted this to be a friendly place where you could put it in to your game and be able to see all of these cats and meet with people who like cats and all of that. And plus, you could just stop by and get some coffee or whatever they sell. I've never actually been to a cafe in my game, so I'm not really certain what they sell, but yeah, so right now we're just looking at the different windows. I knew that these 2 front ones I wanted to have big, like, open windows. Not necessarily like open, but I didn't want them to have like lines in them from the window panes and stuff. But I went with this door, and then I put these windows on either side of it, and the other windows are going to change. But all of those windows do stay. So right now I'm just putting those because I had the general idea, and then I'm trying to figure out where to put the bathrooms And you'll see me check the requirements for the lot several times. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want where and just trying to figure out the general shape of the building. And I knew I wanted like sort of an area off to this side to just go and sit and hang out with the cats, and to sort of just be like a room where the cats could go and just chill away from people if they wanted to, or just chill away from like the food and the hustle and bustle of the cafe. I've never actually been to a cat cafe. So if you have any experience with that, please let me know. I would love to go, but as I said, my niece is highly allergic, and if I went without her, I don't think she'd be very happy with me. So right now, I just doing the roof. I tried several different types and several different ways of doing the roof. I ended up with platforms, and you'll see how it evolves in several different ways in just a moment. I thought about doing it like this, but then I kind of was like, well, I kind of want part of it to be up a little bit higher and part of it to be a little lower. So that's what I did here. And just getting it and then putting it across. And then I've realized that I kind of just wanted like that whole back middle section to be one level. So I just bring that across and then raise it up. And I wanted it a little bit higher, so I raised it up again. And it went through a whole different process, and then I was checking to see what the heights looked like here. And so I decided to raise it up just a little bit more, just to give it a bit more height there. And if you're wondering if my niece liked this idea or not, stick around and I'll let you know at the end of the video, because I have shown her the build. I have gotten either whether I have to build the cat-shaped house for her, don't know where she came up with that at, or if this is good and this meets the requirements. So I'll let you know once the build is done. Right now I'm just putting on some platform trim, and then I was looking, because on the platforms you could put the flooring. I was looking for a flooring. Like I said, I wanted it to be like purple or pink. I just didn't like any of the pink or purple floorings, so I'm back just looking at like concrete and stuff like that. And if you hear barking in the background, that's my dogs. They're going crazy for some reason today. So, and then I just was looking for something that looked like a roof, and I ended up on that tile in the white. And so then I had to pick out the paint for the outside of the building. And I wasn't really certain where I wanted to go for that, as far as, like, I knew the colors I wanted. I just didn't know if I wanted siding or if I wanted it to be sort of flat or if I wanted it to be something else. But I just went through a few different options. I turned on the filters to get the pink and purple, and I ended up on this wall right here, this light purple wall from the pastel pop kit. And I really thought that looked cute and really, really pretty. And then I just decided to go back and change the roof trim, or the platform trim. And I really loved this trim because it kind of has that lip at the top, and it just gave it a little bit of extra detail. And now I'm changing out the windows. I really like these from Seasons. It just kind of worked, and I wasn't too certain where I was going with the windows, but I ended up back on those from Seasons. I just really thought that they fit the best, because I just didn't like the window being all the way down to the ground. So I'm just going to put these windows around the place, and just making sure that the cats have plenty of vantage points and that people have plenty of vantage points to look in to see the cats and maybe come in and adopt. And then I'm just going to go and grab this door from the Desert Luxe kit. And I got that door because I knew that I wanted like a back patio almost. And I was trying to figure out how to do it without having to have it as an actual room. And that was just a big mess at that point, and I just could not get it to work right the way that I wanted it to. So I just decided to make it a room. I gave it a glass roof. I'm putting the paint on it. And then I will be grabbing some windows and then just adjusting and everything. I grabbed these windows right here, and I just adjust the size whenever needed because I didn't want any gap or space. I kind of just wanted it to almost be sort of a greenhouse look. So that's what I'm doing here. Just trying to get the windows, and then I'm going to adjust it again to get one more window there, and then move the windows over, move the roof, and just really making it into, I don't want to call it a greenhouse because it's sort of just like a patio room for the cats. And then I had this weird glitch where I had a space under the roof right here, and I could not get it to go away. I tried several different times, several different ways, so I just decided to put a flat roof on the back as well as a platform and just do the same that I did for the other roof. So it's just a little bit lower than the rest. And then it was time to start thinking about furnishing and trying to figure out how to get, I knew how I was getting cats. Cat Cafe. Totally gonna have plenty of cat stuff. I was trying to figure out how to get magic and flowers at this point. Flowers I figured would come with the landscaping and some of the decor. Now, I originally have these tables from high school years. I don't know about you guys, but I have found that once you take a chair off of these tables, it's very difficult to put a chair back on. Like the chairs will not snap. They will not go with these tables. So I end up changing those a little bit later, or maybe even right now. Let me know, have you guys found that with these tables from high school years? I have found it very difficult after I have taken, I know it doesn't look like it here, but I had to go back and replace the tables. I have found it very difficult after taking chairs off of these tables to put them back in. So let me know what your guys' experiences is there. Now I'm just doing the lead up to the door. I love that one with the flowers in between the stones from Cottage Living. I just didn't like the terrain paint, and I kind of wanted the purple, and the terrain paint for whatever reason only comes with the pink flowers. I would love it if it would come with all of the colors. And then I'm putting on lot traits. I put on cat hangout, cat friendly, and breeding grounds. That way the stray cats will come and people will bring their cats here and all of that. Now, if you don't find that you're getting a lot of cats, when I tested this in my game, I had to wait a little bit for the human sims to leave, and then more cats would come. So that may be what you have to do as well. I'm just grabbing some plants for this front area here. I had to put on the move objects cheat. Just trying to get a bit of flowers out here. And then just looking for some decoration for the tables. Again, she wanted flowers, so I figured what better table decoration than to grab some flowers. So I'm just going to move the tables out and adjust the flowers onto the tables. Just get those done a little bit. And again, I am so sorry for my dog barking in the background. For some reason, the dogs around here are very vocal and very crazy today. And she has decided to join in. Our other dog is just fine, but our female dog, has decided to join in on the barking. So just going to grab some cat trees for this room. Like I said, my vision for this room was really just to have a room to meet and greet the cats. So I'm just looking at the different types of cat trees and the different colors that they have. And I ended up going with this because at this point I hadn't had too much pink, and I wasn't really certain where the pink was going to come. And then I'm just looking for some doors here. I just decided to go with this one from base game. And right now there's only 2 bathrooms. I ended up splitting both of those bathrooms in half and making 4. So just grabbing some flooring here, and I went with this from Realm of Magic, just trying to get some more of that magic in. And then in the back, I get these stones with the flowers from Cottage Living. And then looking for some bathroom tile, I grab this from the Decor to the Max kit. And then just looking for some tile for the bathroom. I just wanted plain white for the walls just because I felt like the floor didn't really need too much else. And then just trying to get some wall and some paint for the rest of the place. So I'm looking at a few different options. And I've already painted that back room. I know you can't tell, but I did use this one that I used for the rest of the build as well. So now we're just in trying to figure out where to put all the different stuff. And I grabbed these feeders. And I went for the ones with the pink food bowls on them. And then over here, I wanted sort of another spot for the cats to hang out. So I got a couple more cat towers. And then we are back in this room. And I'm just getting some scratching posts for the cats. And then I wanted some seating in here. And I grab these couches from the Nifty Knitting pack. And then just looking for some other seating. And I ended up grabbing the ottomans from high school years because I felt like the purples really complemented each other. And so I just put a few of those out. And then just looking to see what else I needed to add to this room. Looking to see what else is in the animal category, and I decided to put out a couple of toy boxes. And then some of those wands and some of the balls. And then, of course, the yarn balls. Now, as I've stated before, I do crochet. And it's always an experience with my cat because of the fact that I have to swat little paws away from my yarn. So I know full well the cats love the yarn. And when I play tested this build, that was the first thing that the cats went after. They played with the yarn. So just putting down a couple of beds and just trying to figure out if that's all that this room needed. So now I'm just looking at some decals. And when I do let my niece build in The Sims, she always goes for these cat decals. Every time. So I'm just putting a few of them around. Just trying to figure out where they would look good and go. And then looking for a few of the other items that we have. I knew that we had like some cat posters from, I believe it's Cats and Dogs. Yeah, it's Cats and Dogs. And I'm just putting these calendars out, and then I'm putting these cat posters out that's all about cats and the cat breeds and stuff. And when we go to the vet and my niece is with us, she loves looking at those types of posters, so I knew I had to put those in as well. I'm putting up this flower painting because, again, more flowers, and then getting some more paintings over here. Just grabbing this one right here because it has a cat and a bunny and a dog. Mainly for the cat, though, of course. And then just looking at what else I wanted to go for next. And this is where I decide to make these 2 bathrooms into 4. And I just decide to go ahead and do that because I felt like if you're out on the patio, you don't want to have to walk all the way back in, all the way through. Plus, considering that these will not need showers in them, it was a good space to just have multiple bathrooms and just put a door leading to a few different places. That way, if your sim does come here, because I often find when there's only 2 bathrooms in a build that my sim has to wait because other people are in there and using them and everything. So I'm just putting down toilets and trying to figure out which sink I want to use. I end up with this one from Cottage Living. It does change. So, and then these 2 bathrooms just sort of are the same, and the same thing for the 2 back bathrooms. I just put in sinks. And then I go and I check to see what else I am missing for this lot to actually be considered a cafe lot. And then just looking through the mirrors, and I thought about this from Realm of Magic, and it just felt a little too high for me. I do end up going back to it though, because I do change out the bathroom fixtures, although I really love this mirror as well. I thought this mirror fit the flower aspect, but in the end I felt like I had enough flowers in there that I could change it out. So I'm just putting up the toilet paper now. And it was very difficult to see into this bathroom, so I just decided to knock a couple of walls out in this bathroom, and then one to be able to put the toilet paper in the back bathroom. And then I just put them back in, and they were already painted, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then just putting up some hand towels, and then just looking around to see what else. And I decided to change out the lighting in these rooms. So just looking through, trying to figure out, and I was thinking about this lamp that we got with the Blooming Rooms kit because it has plants in it. But I decided not to because I felt like that kind of took up a little bit too much space in this room. And I was going to go with these lights from high school years, but I decided against it as well in the end. Right now, I'm just looking at the different colors and options for the columns and the spandrels that I used. I ended up going with just white. I felt like the pink was just a bit too much going on, considering that majority of the room was purple and white. So I just decided to go with white. And I loved the detail on that one spandrel, so I really wanted to keep it. And then just back to looking at lights, because I just did not feel like the ones I had really went with the room and with how I wanted it to come around and look. So I thought about this one from the Decor to the Max kit, but I decided against it as well, and I ended up going with the chandeliers from high school years. You'll see that here in just a moment. Right here, they had a really nice purple to them, and then I put these lights into the bathroom, and then just grabbing the espresso bar with the espresso machine and everything that I needed, grabbing the trash can or the waste disposal as the game calls it. And I wanted a dumpster because I find that if you have the availability to use a dumpster, it's good, because especially on community lots, because then if you're playing a rags to riches, your sim can go dumpster diving for stuff. And I use this trash can from Pastel Pop Kit. I used the one with the purple cow look to it. They have a cat looking one, but I didn't really like the colors or feel like they went with the build that we had going on, so I chose not to use that. And then I was thinking about the vending machines, and for a while you'll see a few of these vending machines actually in this area right here. I ended up taking them out because I just did not like it in the end. I thought it was a good idea. I just didn't like how they ended up looking, and they took up a bit of space that I kind of wanted for seating and other stuff. And then I'm just grabbing some lights for back here. And I do end up going here for these lights from the Blooming Rooms kit. And I moved them up because they were just too low for this build. And I did not want it like to hit your sim in the face almost. So now I'm just looking for lighting for this main room, just trying to figure out what I wanted in here. And I end up going with the same lights that are in the other room, the chandeliers from the high school years pack. But you'll see me go through a few different options here. I just could not figure out what fit the vibe. I guess would be the best way to say it. I just could not figure out what looked the best, and I'm moving these around just trying to figure out the pattern and figure out how many I need. But there was still just a lot of dark spaces, and I just could not. I felt like these chandeliers gave off a bit more light, and I think you'll see that in just a moment, because they definitely seemed like they were going to give off a little bit more like what I needed. So, just trying to figure out how to get them in the right places, really. So, I'm just putting those around right now. And I feel like that corner that I was worried about got more light with this. So now I'm just looking for more wall decorations. And I go with this from the pastel pop kit above these feeders over here. And then just looking around, trying to figure out what else it needs. So I put some cupcake paintings over here and over here. And then I also get one that has a coffee. And those 4 are all from Tiny Living. So I'm just rearranging those. And then I end up arranging them a different way again. Right now I'm just getting rid of the vending machines. I just did not feel like they needed to be in there. And so now I'm just looking at the different tables and things. And originally, again, I put this high school years one in here. It just, I don't know what it is with these tables. Like, I'll leave the build and come back later and it will be, and I'll want to move a chair and it will just be completely, almost unusable to me. So, I ended up changing that one out as well. I put those little purple paw print rugs under the feeders. And so now I'm just looking for some tables. And I know at this point it does not look like I've used a lot of Realm of Magic. It comes together in the end. Like, I'm using this Realm of Magic tables here. And I did not want like a whole bunch of little tables in this. I kind of wanted more of almost a community space, considering that you're in here for the cats and stuff. So over here I had changed out the chairs on this table. I ended up going back to these from high school years because they had that purple swatch, and I really thought that was very pretty, especially with these Realm of Magic tables. And I thought about using Realm of Magic chairs in these tables. I just didn't like how they looked. So right now I'm just looking for more plants and flowers to put in here. And just getting some of this up on the wall. And just looking around to see what else I can put. And over here on this wall I use these. I thought about using this plant cage thing, but it was just too big. I used these from the Blooming Rooms. I just put 2 of them and I rotated one and put them back to back. And then I'm just looking at more wall hanging and more paintings and things like that. And I end up using that with the moons from Realm of Magic, and I put out some more of the Realm of Magic paintings. I move these around. And now I'm starting to use a lot more of the Realm of Magic stuff. I just put more of these paintings up. And then out here I just put out some of the cat houses and some more of the beds and things. I love these beds that look like cats. I put out 3 of them, including a black one. And I have to say, I just love black cats in real life. And then I realized I didn't really have a space for any litter boxes, but I kind of didn't want them in the actual place, in the actual cafe anyway, so I put those out by the dumpster. They're the laser ones, I believe, so it should clean itself. I just put out some of these couches from high school years. And then I put this table right here. And I believe that table changes in the end anyway. And then I just wanted a lot of seating out here for, there's just another spot where the cats are going to hang out. So I kind of wanted more seating, so I put those chairs there. And then just looking for a table to go in between them. And just looking to add more stuff for the cats, more scratching posts, because I only had the 3 that was in the other room. So I added a couple more here. And then I wanted a fish tank. Now, I've had a fish tank before when we had other cats, not with this current cat, but other cats that we've had, because we've had a lot over the years, and they loved watching them. So I wanted these cats to have the same. You will have to stock them, just like you'll have to feed up the food bowls in your game, but it was totally worth it to me because I think that's just a cute little detail. So put out more of these couches over here, just sort of facing out back. And I thought about the fish tank table. I didn't do that. I went with something else. So I found this table from Tiny Living. I'm pretty certain that I changed that one out as well, because I think I changed them all out just to be Realm of Magic tables, just to get a little bit more Realm of Magic in there. And then I'm just looking to try and see what else I can put up, because I'm trying to add in more of that flower detail. So I grab this from Seasons and hang it up. I grab a wreath and I hang it up by the front door right there. And then I'm just looking for something for this other wall. Like I said, just trying to add more flowers and more magic. I think by this point I had covered the cat aspect. I just needed to cover the rest of it. So I grabbed this over here for that side. And then just looking to put some stuff on the tables. I knew that we had that cat figurine that has the flowers and things in it, but then I put these out here, and over here I end up putting some more flowers. I put this group of flowers in pots over here, and then I go and I grab another flower from a pot over here. Then I put those flowers on the table, and just looking to see if there's anything else I can add. So this is where I put out the flower, or the succulents I should say, in the cats. And I put out a white one and a black one. And then I think the other one I put out was calicos, because my niece is obsessed with them. It's either a calico or an orange cat, because she, or as she calls them, ginger cats. Like I said, she loves cats. So, and then over here under this window I wanted something, but I did not want it to block the person who needed to get behind the counter, so I just put this window box. I know it's weird having a window box inside, but it worked and it looked good, and it still allowed the person to get behind there. So I just put that barrel over there with the flowers from Cats and Dogs. And then just trying to look and see what else I can add. I wanted some flowers around the back here, but I didn't want to totally block the view. So I'm just putting flowers along both sides. It's just these ones from Romantic Garden and the purple and pink swatches. So I'm just making sure that they're not clipping or anything. And I did forget in this video, like when I was recording, to do the terrain paint. There is terrain paint. I did go back and do it. It will be on there for when I upload it to the gallery. My gallery ID is Thundera Shadow, just like my name here, if you want to download this. So we're just putting out more of these plants on this side. And I thought about putting something along the back. I was going to put like those walls of bushes with the roses, but I decided against that just because it just felt like too much and it was blocking the view. And then here I was looking for what else I could add from Realm of Magic, because at this point I was pretty certain I could add a check to the cat, the word cat. I could add a check to the word flowers. But I really didn't feel like there was that much magic going on. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything else I can add. So just looking through the different items here. And this is where I decided to add in the Realm of Magic toilet and sink. So I'm just getting rid of the old toilets and putting them in, and then you'll see me put the sinks in just a moment. because I just felt like if we had that and I was told to put in magic, I probably needed to. And then I changed the color of the floor to this black and white. I just felt like with the white and gold stuff, it was just a bit too much with the pink floor as well. So I decided to put in these sinks. And then as you see, they kind of clip with the mirror a little bit. So I ended up having to remove the mirrors. And I couldn't figure out what was causing me not to be able to put this sink over here where the other one was. I thought maybe it was the towel at first, but it wasn't. So I never did figure it out. I ended up having to put move objects cheat back on because at this point I had already saved and exited my game and came back in and it had turned off. So I ended up having to do that. And then I put the Realm of Magic mirror back up. Put that in all of the bathrooms. And then I go back to looking to see what else I can use as far as Realm of Magic. And I decide to put out a couple of carpets out here on the patio. And I just use these and I size one down. And when I was building this, it was after the infant update, but before the Growing Together pack. So I did not have my mods in because I just figured why go ahead and put them back in when I'm waiting for. They're going to have to update them again anyway for Growing Together. So I just waited till after Growing Together came out. And I put more of these Realm of Magic rugs over here by both doors. And just really trying to figure out what else I felt like it needed, if anything. Trying to adjust things and figure it out. And trying to just look at all the Realm of Magic stuff and see if there was anything else I needed or I thought I needed to add. Trying to look at any more flowers I think I need. Just really trying to make sure I had all 3 words covered for her because I was not wanting to have to build that cat-shaped house. So I put these little planter box things over here in between those 2 windows and then on that wall just to give it something going on there. And this is where I had the trouble with the tables and the chairs. You'll see that right here. It just would not slot to them. I could not get it to work right. I don't know what it is with these tables, but these tables always seem to have that problem for me. The chairs will not snap to them after I have exited a game or any of that. So I just decided to go with different tables. Some that maybe would not give me that issue. Inside, I go with this table that has like the purple tablecloth. I believe it's from high school years. And then I decided to put one of the cat plants up there, but then I decided that that was too big and would take up too much of the space. So I ended up putting that one plant back, I believe it was. And then just trying to find some tables for outside here. And then just looking at the chairs again. And I end up going with these from the base game, I believe. And then just looking around trying to figure out what else it needs. And now I'm putting up some hanging plants. And then just looking. And I knew that high school years had this one element to it. It also had this sign that I found that I really thought looked good right there. Right above the door. I had to put on move objects again. I don't know why it kept turning off, but it did for some reason. And then I knew it had this one like decorative element that you'll see me grab in just a minute. I had to go, I think, into live edit or either way it was debug. I had to put on live edit objects and hidden objects, which I'm doing right now. And it had this object that goes onto the roof. It took me forever to find it. So, but you'll see that in just a moment. And I'm just looking for it here. I knew what I wanted. I just didn't know where to find it. So, and I finally ended up finding it after a little bit of looking, of course. and I ended up going through the roof details and the like flower box parts and everything, just trying to find this one piece that I thought this one right here. It was in roof details. Didn't think to look there originally, but I go with that. Now, if it bothers you, this item that I just put up there does not disappear when the walls are down. It didn't really bother me that much. I thought it looked better with that item on there. But if it bothers you, just go ahead and delete it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just really there for decoration. And then I was looking for, I knew that we had like some signs that could sit out front, so I was looking for them. I thought it was in Dine Out, but I could not find it there. And there may be some in Dine Out, but the one that I end up using is from Cottage Living, and I ended up just searching for it by putting sign on there. Let's see, I think it's the one from Cottage Living. It might be from somewhere else. I end up with a purple one, I know that much. It's this one right here. And it's not from Cottage Living. I'm not certain which pack that is from. So, that's pretty much the build. And like I said, my niece has seen this. She gave me a thumbs up. I don't have to build the cat-shaped house. So, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. Like I said, this will be available on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. Bye, guys.